Hey Steve, how did inflation impact reserve funds since 2020?
Well, basically, the reserve fund study is your 30-year budget for capital replacement in the building. It's a complete funding model, takes into account all the expenses and all the contributions in order to fund that capital replacement. Most reserve fund studies over the last 5 years, since 2020, have assumed 3 to 4% inflation as they've been trying to predict out future expenses. As we all know, between 2020 and now, there has been massive inflation. On a personal basis, massive inflation. I think it hit, at its peak 6 or 7% year over year inflation. Multifamily construction has actually been way worse. Multifamily construction has inflated 60% between 2020 and now. That's an average of 12% per year. So what that means is we've been assuming 3 to 4%, 12% actually happened for a total of 60% over that 5 year period of time. That means that there's a funding gap, or future expenses have now accounted for almost 50% of the inflation that occurred over this last 5 years. That's going to result in increased fees, special assessments, and a lot of condo corps or stratas are actually going to have to borrow to fill those shortfalls.
So what can we do? How can Stelor help?
The best way is to get yourself a new reserve fund study, because that will take into account all the inflation that has occurred. However, I think it's going to surprise a lot of condo boards and stratas, because it's going to result or it's going to show a 50% funding gap, which is going to mean that your reserve contributions and your overall fees are going to have to increase a lot. And most likely there are going to be some special assessments on the horizon for you. And this isn't a localized thing. This happened all over the world. And these are the assumptions that every condo corp made. So this is a global problem. Every condo corp, even the most well-funded condo corp or strata, has likely made these assumptions, and thus is going to have shortfalls in the coming years.
Cool. Thank you for letting us know.